Yo guys, what is good? Jacob Elias back again with another video, and how are we all doing today, man? Yeah, man, so y'all already know what's about to go down. If you looked at the thumbnail and you read the title, I'm just going to be going over a few questions that you guys had regarding my Google apprenticeship. If you guys are new to the channel, yes, I work at Google. I am an apprentice in the digital marketing track. So far, I've really been enjoying it, but I just wanted to break down my experience and just sort of like any of the questions that you guys had regarding my apprenticeship. So I asked y'all a few days ago to drop a few questions and I would answer them. Along with that, I'll be answering a few questions that a couple of y'all asked in a previous video I made about my Google apprenticeship. If y'all are not familiar with what video I'm referring to, the link for that video will be in the description down below. Guys, before we jump into today's video though, I just want to say thank you guys so much. We are at 500 subs, y'all. Again, not a huge flex because I wouldn't consider myself a YouTuber per se, but we're 500 subs away from making 1,000, guys. One of my biggest goals for this year is to see if I can hit 1K within a year. So you know that this Q&A is not going to be a regular one. I figured that as I'm answering y'all questions, I'll create something in Blender real quick. So watch this video all the way to the end if you want to see what I end up making. But yeah, guys, without wasting any more time, let's hop straight into the video with question number 1. Alright, so I have the questions written down on my Google Doc, but before I start jumping into the questions, I guess I should give you guys a little bit of a recap of what exactly I do inside of Google, because that is a big question people ask me. People know that I work at Google, well, my close friends do know that I work at Google, but they never know exactly what I do. So I work specifically in Social Lab, which is Google's influencer team. Basically, we work closely with influencers, and basically we try to promote our softwares and products through their audiences. So we focus a lot more on reach, and we also work closely with them on campaigns, and we also track the success of their sponsored content that they create for us. I've yet to meet these YouTubers in person, but I'm hoping to do it before the apprenticeship ends, just to meet Zach King or Rudy or something. It would be kind of dope. I promise not to be weird to them. I won't ask for a picture, but yeah, this is really a goal I'd like to crush, is to meet one of these people in person, because we speak to their agencies. We speak to their agents that represent them, but we don't. I mean, I've yet to have contact with them individually. That's just a little breakdown of what I do at my job. Google, everyone there is just trying to see you succeed. My cohort is just full of really awesome human beings that are really talented, really funny, and you know what I mean, there's never a dull moment with those guys. I'm really happy to be in the same track as these individuals. But yeah, man, I love the office space, I love my desk, and I love the amount of freedom I have to work from home and office. I get to decide whenever I want to pull up. It's really dope. But with that being said, let's hop into the first question, which I thought was pretty hilarious. Is the pay good enough to leave a job for? So, okay, I'm gonna speak for me personally, right? Because for me, I think the pay is really great, considering that I've come from a retail background as well as just working part-time jobs. I haven't seen the amount of money that I now make ever in my entire life. And keep in mind, this is just money I'm seeing as an apprentice. There's people that work that are higher ups that make way more money than me. But I will say that if you want to jump into a field that you're more passionate about, then the experience is worth it. The experience and the benefits that you get are really great too. So I feel that if you have an opportunity to just jump into any sort of tech field, you should definitely just jump in and go for it, man. You will not regret it. Make sure you get in first. Don't just quit your job and then apply. Make sure that you get in and then tell your boss to get good and then jump into the Google apprenticeship. Can you describe some of the perks they give you? I don't know if this counts as a perk, but we get to decide when we want to go into the office or not. I think that's pretty dope. We get discounts on a lot of stuff. Again, I'm just gonna share what I think I can with you guys, but as far as perks go, we get a lot of discounts on a lot of stuff. Discounts for like sneakers, discounts for clothes, tickets, concert tickets, plane tickets, etc. Hotels. It's really awesome. We also get access to electric scooters. We get free food, free coffee. We have a legit arcade room. Like, I'm not complaining, bro. I'm really not. But I would say don't let that distract you. Stay focused, and don't worry. You're gonna be working most of the time, so you're not gonna have a lot of time to jump into the game room and play a video game. But if you do, I think you will enjoy it. This question actually made me laugh a lot. Has your boss ever yelled at you yet? My boss has not yelled at me yet. I would like it to stay that way, but he does offer a lot of criticism, and I do appreciate that. I guess my fear was to fail. Again, I in my mind I put Google on such a high pedestal. I just didn't want there to be room for failure, because I would like to keep this job. It's an apprenticeship for 20 months, and the overall goal is to stay here. So I figured the less failures I make along the way, the better. But I gotta keep in mind that I'm an apprentice, and I'm here to learn, and there will be mistakes made. So I do appreciate the criticism my boss gives me, because it helps me grow. And I realize that people don't offer criticism to people they don't care about. They're gonna offer criticism to people that they do care about. And I just know my boss wants to see me succeed, and he obviously sees potential in me, and I really do appreciate it. So shouts out to him. He's a really cool individual, and I just love how blunt he is too. I'd rather people just tell me direct and straightforward how they feel. I don't like things to be sugar-coated. So, no, I have not been yelled at my boss yet, but he does offer me a lot of criticism, and it helps me to reevaluate things and think things through a lot smarter. So I really do appreciate all of his help. But that was a really good question. Is the program really 20 months? So for my track, yes, it is. It is 20 months. Funny story, I thought it was actually 20 weeks when I first applied. I did not read the fine print that well. So when it was the first day of starting and they mentioned it was 20 months, I was like, whoa, what? Which actually made me smile more, because I'm like, oh, so I'm gonna stay here longer, bet. All that information regarding how long the apprenticeship lasts for would be found on Google's apprenticeship website. Resume or cover letter tips. I would just make sure that your resume and your cover letter reflects whatever it is you're trying to apply for, right? So if you're interested in digital marketing, make sure that your resume reflects that. Don't just put down any sort of experience you had, because yes, they're not looking for the most experienced person, but they do want to know that you have some sort of experience within the field. What are the hours like is the next question. So hours are actually pretty solid. Again, I guess I'll say it in the way that my mentor said it to me, and she basically said that you're basically in control of your schedule, right? So you get to decide when you want to start work and leave, as long as you're available for your meetings. So Google meetings normally start around 10, and I would say roughly end around like 3 or 4, right? Depending on what team you're on. So just make sure that whatever you decide to do, it has to be within 8 hours, and that you're still on time for your meetings. But you have a lot of control over like how you want to schedule your day. It's really cool. So management is really important, and that's something I had to learn, because again, I come from a retail background, so none of this was taught to me at all. Like, I never had so much freedom in my entire life when it's come to work. How have you enjoyed your experience so far? It's nice, man. I really enjoy my job. I love the environment. I love the fact that I can ride a scooter through the hallways. I love the fact that, I get my own little corporate laptop. The events that go down in Google are amazing, and I'm able to flex my creative muscles and even tell you guys about this stuff. I love the experience. It's great. And even if I don't end up working here full time, I feel like it only goes up from here, because if this apprenticeship has taught me anything, is that nothing is impossible, If you were to tell me, a guy that worked at Banana Republic and then jumped into a digital marketing program, that I would be working at Google, I would think that you are nuts and you need to stop trolling me. But here I am, man. I'm here now. So I think that this experience has taught me that anything is possible. So I feel really positive about the future as long as I continue to work hard. How's a typical work day? Well, first off, at Google, there is no such thing as typical. I've come to learn that. But I try to create a schedule that I can follow day to day. So I would say a typical day normally starts off with me coming into the office at 9, getting my breakfast, going through emails, going over campaign briefs with my mentor, getting lunch, working on projects that my manager is giving me, along with doing work from my boot camp. It's mainly just me on my laptop, honestly. That's a typical work day for me. I know people are like, oh, I bet you go to the game room and then you do. No, bro, like, it's legit just me at my desk. Like, and then getting like 3 or 4 cups of coffee just to stay alive throughout the day, because you're on your computer a lot. And most of my job consists of me being on spreadsheet, creating formulas and making charts, so my brain has to be fully functional and awake. So yes, coffee does help, specifically mochas with 3 shots of espresso. If you guys are interested in buying me a cup, I just want to throw that out there. But yeah, so that's a typical day for me. Yeah, it's kind of weird to wake up the next day and be like, I'm hyped to go to work. You know what I'm saying? All right, so how's the food? Okay, so I know I said everything is great, and the food, how do I say this? They try to make the food for everyone. Now I'll leave it at that. So let's say that on the menu you get mac and cheese. But keep in mind, you're trying to make mac and cheese for everyone. So you're gonna make mac and cheese with lactose intolerant people. You gotta make mac and cheese for those who don't like a lot of seasoning, who do like a lot of seasoning, who don't like mac and cheese baked, who like it soupy. Like, you, based off of the information I'm giving you, you determine if you like the food. I will say that. But hey, listen, there's sometimes on that menu the food slaps, and I'm not saying the food is bad. The food is good. The food is good. No, let me stop. I'm sorry. The food is free, and I should be grateful, and I understand that. But it's just like, sometimes it's a hit or miss situation. But the coffee's good. The coffee's really good. I think that's it, actually. I think those are all the questions on the list. But yeah, this was kind of fun, man. I just wanted to, answer a few of your questions that you guys have for me. I might try to do like a day in my life inside the office. I'm not sure how much I can actually record inside the actual building, but I'll try to do as much as I possibly can. And guys, as always, make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe, and hit the post notification bell if you want to know what I'm about to drop next. And yeah, man. Also, feel free to follow my art page. I will put this piece on my art Instagram, so make sure you follow that page. As always, guys, I'll see you on the next one. Take care, and